What's up, YouTube? Back here with what hopefully for me will be a 5-minute fix. We're going to replace a deadbolt on my garage side door that goes outside. And what happened, I've got two small kids, and I think the 5-year-old got in here, tried to lock me out one day when I was out in the side yard, and kind of yanked on the deadbolt itself, on the knob, and now it binds up and is stuck. So I've got a spare one on hand. And if you go to any of the big box stores, you may have to go during the day when you catch the better hardware guy there, or even a local if you've got an Ace or something. They can key these to match your existing key. We've got 4 or 5 exterior doors, plus the door between the garage and the house. That that'd be a lot of keys to keep up with. So for like a $5 fee, or if you bring the locks in for $5 each, they'll rekey them. Or if you buy the lock, they'll offer to rekey if you ask. There's just a couple tumblers. They take it apart, they replace those to match your key, and then you've got one key instead of trying to carry multiple. So here's what we've got here, and I already had this, like I said, on hand. Was a spare that I think I'd picked up at one point thinking I needed it and didn't. And all we're really going to need here is just a Phillips screwdriver. We'll need to turn that so that our lever is basically vertical there, up and down. There's just 2 Phillips screws here. Just a number 2 Phillips screwdriver is all you'll need. And since everything else is good, we're not going to have to worry about replacing the plate here, although the new lock will come with one if there's a color change, if you're going from a polished brass to an antique brass or a silver. I've got one of my metal parts trays, magnetic parts trays, that I'll just set those in. That's literally all you have there, is just those 2 machine screws holding this together. Look about like that, Phillips head on them. I'm going to leave the original assembly in there, because to me it's just fine, but if you wanted to replace it, there's just those 2 screws there. I'll hang on to the new one that comes with this. But for now, all we need to do is put this one in. And we'll just take these screws out here. And hopefully we don't have this door open too long, letting that cold air in here. Okay. So I don't know if you can see on the video, but this is rounded on the top, and there's a flat edge, fits one way in there. So when you do get it in, you'll kind of have to align it, and then you can align your screw holes. We'll slide that right through. That aligned, and then we'll turn. We'll line these up and start them by hand, and then we'll just go back to the screwdriver to tighten them up. And you're going to have a little bit of play in this assembly so that you can wiggle it around. Find the spot where it doesn't bind and where everything's lined up. And if you get it tightened down and find that it binds a little bit, you can always loosen it a bit, scoot it around as needed. We'll get these basically run down, not even quite snug yet. And then we'll kind of figure out, based on our old paint marks, where that was at. This is a metal frame door, so it doesn't flex or give a whole lot around this exterior door. Some of the interior doors, when you're doing this, if you get the screws too tight, you'll tend to bind up the lock assembly, but that looks pretty smooth right there. Make sure those are tightened down. Make sure we're still smooth. Still smooth. We'll take the key out of the pocket and make sure we work. Sure enough, looks like we do. Now let's make sure we line up there. Easy close, easy open. Okay, I think we're done. And I really think that was less than 5 minutes, so there you have it.